Have you been looking for ways to make money on the side while keeping your regular job? Or are you looking for one of the best ways to make money from home? If you're looking for a side hustle or for a profitable work from home business that you can start with little money, then you may consider buying and selling things as a way to go. It's called flipping, and almost anyone can do it. You do not need much startup capital, and you do not require extensive training to start. You can start with no money in your hands. If you love searching for deals and having fun doing that, then flipping items for profit is for you. Flipping is the process of finding items that are of little or no value to the current owners and getting them sold to individuals who need them. In other words, a flipper is a person that purchases an item at a lower price from one market and sells at a higher price in another market. To get a clearer picture of how flipping works, the story about this happily married couple could help. Jack and Mary have been together for 10 years. Jack worked as a vehicle inspector, while Mary worked as a choreographer. Now, if you're getting value from this video so far, could you please pause the video right now? Go ahead and click the like button, and then subscribe to this channel for more informative videos such as this. Good. Now, let's get back to our story. Jack had been buying and selling items as a side hustle before he met Mary. He continued with his trade after they both got married. From the profits he made, Jack could afford extra comfort for his family, such as paying for fun vacations and keeping clean credit records. Mary took no interest in her husband's side business until she had her baby. The agency she worked for would not grant her a paid maternity leave. After weeks of not getting paid, the couple began to feel the impact of Mary's paychecks not coming. So the new mom decided to try out some of the things she saw her husband do. She quickly gathered some of the idle items in their home. She took pictures and listed them for sale on some online marketplaces. It began as a joke to her. Before long, the listed items started selling off, and Mary saw money rolling in. When she couldn't find any more idle items from their home, she began to accompany her husband to the flea market and yard sales to source goods. From making a few $100 in her first month, she quickly started making several thousands of dollars in profit monthly. Needless to say, Mary never went back to her job as a choreographer. Today, the couple buys and sells things as a full-time job, and they're living the life of their dreams. Here are some benefits of buying and selling items. The entry level is low. To build a startup business in any niche, you may need to follow some processes. This may include registering your business name, renting an office space, and hiring some individuals that would assist you. All of this requires a lot of money, time, and effort. You may need some tens of thousands of dollars as a startup investment, but you can start flipping items for a profit with as little as $10 to $50. You also do not need to spend a long time in planning and execution, as is the case with other businesses. Flipping is something you can start doing today if you want to. It can be done while you keep your regular job. You do not need all the time in the world to succeed in this business of buying and selling. All you need for a startup is about 15 to 20 hours of work in a week. This minimal time investment is enough for you to make a couple of $100s while you gain more exposure in your new trade. It has the potential of becoming a full-time job. As your abilities increase, you may start making enough money that could replace your current salary. Then you may consider putting more time into it. Just like in the case of Jack and Mary we saw earlier, flipping could become your full-time job. What's more, you become your own boss and are in full control of your own time. It brings extra income. If you're currently living paycheck to paycheck, you may find that it's a struggle to meet up with your bills. You may be finding it difficult to pay your credit card debts and your mortgage. You may even not have extra money to explore some of your fantasies. But an extra income from flipping could give you the needed dollars to live to your dreams and stay debt-free. It is a win-win for everyone. To find an item that you could sell means someone somewhere wants to clear their home from excess baggage. They may sell to you at a low price. At the end of the day, they're happy to get some money from a product they don't need. Then, when you sell to an individual who needs this item, they're happy to get what they're looking for. On your part, you're happy to deliver value, but also for the good profit you've made from a little effort. Simple steps to become a flipper. 1. Start from your home and neighborhood. Look around your home. Go from one room to the other and then to every corner of your home. If you have a large home, or maybe you got a huge stack of items, start from one section at a time. You may arrange all the items you could find into 3 categories. The first category should be the items that are still useful to you. These are items that you would want to keep. The second set should be items that may not be useful, either for you or for anyone else. This second category of items should be trashed. Then, the third category is where you'd place all the items that you no longer need, but could be useful for someone else. These are the items you should clean up and prepare for the market. Rearrange your home and put back the first set of items to their right positions while you trash the second set of items. The third category is what you're looking for, and you now have them. Besides your home, you may look around your neighborhood. If you have cooperative neighbors, politely ask them for the items in their homes that they no longer need. You may be surprised to see how they'll gladly hand these items to you. 2. Research. Even though the items are yours, you may not know how valuable or how relevant they could be to those that need them. You can do a little research on the internet to find out how much value is placed on similar or related items. Armed with the information you've got, you'll know the estimated price at which you could sell your products. Even though you're still at a beginner stage, you wouldn't want to shortchange yourself. 3. Take photographs. You should take photographs of all the items you're going to put up for sale. You do not need a high-tech camera to do this. All you need is your smartphone. Place the items one after the other on a spot in your home with a clean background. Capture each item from different corners such as front view, rear view, side view. You may take several shots at a time, and then you can select the best captures afterward. Make sure there's good lighting in the room. You may need to use some common photo editing apps to make the photos look brighter. Most of these apps are downloadable online and are easy to use, but this is not entirely necessary. 4. List your products for sale. Now that you have your photos, it's time to list your products for sale. Register and create an account with an online marketplace, such as 1. eBay, 2. Facebook Marketplace, 3. Craigslist, 4. Poshmark, 5. OfferUp. The registration on most of these platforms is free, but you may need to pay a commission with each sale you make on some of them. For instance, eBay takes a 10% commission from each sale. You should also determine the payment platform you'll be using to receive payments. Most online marketplaces accept PayPal as a payment channel. If you'll be using PayPal to receive money, you may need to know that PayPal takes 3% from every successful transaction. So you should factor those extra costs onto your price tag. Let's say you intend to list a product at $80 on eBay. When you consider the 10% that eBay will take and the 3% PayPal will deduct, it'll be safe to list the item for $100. I hope this makes sense. Good. You may now upload the images you took of the products. Make sure each image matches the listing you're creating for them. Cross-check your spellings and the figures. See if they match the exact descriptions you intended. Don't be like Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was listing a product that he intended to sell for $1,000, but he omitted 1 zero. So what the buyer on the end saw was $100 instead of $1,000. This was an item Jones bought at the cost of $250. You could imagine how frustrated he was when he found out his mistake. 5. Packaging and shipping your products. Check the size and the weight of each item before listing them for sale. Record the measurement of the sides of the material you'll be using for the packaging. The shipping company will charge you according to these figures. There are 2 ways you could charge your buyer for the shipping. 1. List the shipping costs side by side with the price for the item. Let's say you're listing a vintage radio receiver. If the price is $200 and the shipping cost is $20, list both prices separately so that your buyer will know they're paying for the 2 different charges. 2. Include the shipping cost in the overall price you'll be listing your item for. Then list the shipping cost as free. Using our previous example, let's pretend you are listing the vintage radio receiver. Instead of listing $200 for the item and $20 for the shipment separately, you may want to list the item for $220 and then label the shipment as free. This idea is a marketing strategy that works all the time on the psychology of buyers. Don't we all like free services? Package your items with materials that would not be too big for them or too small. If the container's too big, it may cause a shaking during shipment, which could cause damage to the product. Also, if the casing is too tight, it could cause some scratches on the product surface. Your goal should be to keep everything as clean as possible. 6. Scale your business. Now that you've tested your skills in buying and selling things, you would have learned how cool it is to make money from this business. It's time to scale your merchandise. You can check out other supply sources. You may want to look beyond your home or those of your neighbors to source for the goods you'll sell. It's time to go treasure hunting. Look for items that are underpriced at places like 1. Yard sales, 2. The flea market, 3. Auctions, 4. Estate sales, 5. Thrift stores, 6. The junkyard. Here are some items you can easily flip for profit. 1. Furniture, 2. Records and record players, 3. Antiques, 4. Used appliances, 5. Vintage electronics, 6. Clothes, 7. Shoes, 8. Cufflinks, 9. Vintage eyeglasses, 10. Sports memorabilia, 11. Collected toys, 12. Bicycles, 13. Strollers. Well folks, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, welcome, and subscribe for more content like this. With that said, have a great day, and see ya in the next one.